Today we will be talking about 5 derivative shortcuts in calculus. We have previously talked about how to obtain the derivative of a function using first principles, but now we will be using 5 shortcuts that will give us the same answer but will take less time. This is the first shortcut. It is called the constant rule. The constant rule states that if f of x is equal to c, where c is a constant, then f prime of x is equal to 0. That means if a function has any constant, so any number, positive or negative, then its derivative will equal 0. Let's take a look at some examples. In the first example, we have f of x is equal to 4. 4 is just a number, which is a constant, so f prime of x is equal to 0. In the second example, we have f of x is equal to 5094, which is again just a constant, so its derivative is 0. The second shortcut is called the power rule. The power rule states that if f of x is equal to x to the power of n, then f prime of x is equal to n times x to the power of n minus 1. Let's look at the first example. F of x is equal to x squared. 2 is the n, so we move the 2 down beside the x, and we subtract 1 from the exponent. The derivative of x squared is 2x. In the second example, f of x is equal to x cubed. So 3 is the n. To get the derivative, we move the 3 down beside the x and subtract 1 from the exponent. So the derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. The next shortcut is called the constant multiple rule. This rule states that if f of x is equal to c times g of x, and c is a constant, then f prime of x is c times g prime of x. Let's look at the first example. We have f of x is equal to 10x squared. 10 is the constant, so it stays the same. For x, we move the 2 down beside the 10 and subtract 1 from the exponent. We will be left with 10 times 2 times x, so f prime of x is equal to 20x. For the second example, we have f of x is equal to 6x cubed. 6 is c, which is the constant, so it stays the same. Now we want the derivative of x cubed. We bring the 3 down beside the 6 and subtract 1 from the exponent. We get 6 times 3 times x squared. So f prime of x is 18x squared. The next shortcut is called the sum rule. This rule states that if h of x is equal to f of x plus g of x, with the requirement that both f of x and g of x are differentiable, then h prime of x is equal to f prime of x plus g prime of x. In the first example, f of x is equal to x squared, and g of x is equal to x. That means that h prime of x is equal to 2x, which is the derivative of x squared, plus 1, which is the derivative of x. The derivative of x is 1 because x is raised to the power of 1. So when you bring the 1 down and multiply it by x, you get x. Then when you subtract 1 from the exponent, you are left with a power of 0, and anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So the derivative of x is 1. In the second example, we have f of x is equal to 4x squared and g of x is equal to 3x. Since they are both differentiable, we know that h prime of x is equal to 8x, which is the derivative of 4x squared, plus 3, which is the derivative of 3x. The last shortcut is called the difference rule. This rule states that if h of x is equal to f of x minus g of x, and both f of x and g of x are differentiable, then h prime of x is equal to f prime of x minus g prime of x. Take a look at the first example. F of x is equal to x cubed and g of x is equal to 3x squared. Both of them are differentiable, which means that h prime of x is equal to 3x squared, which is the derivative of x cubed, minus 6x, which is the derivative of 3x squared. In the second example, f of x is equal to 7x, and g of x is equal to 5x squared. Both of them are differentiable. So h prime of x is equal to 7, which is the derivative of 7x, minus 10x, which is the derivative of 5x squared. Thanks for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos.